So I'm getting the BBC on 31 meters here in my location in Beijing, China. It is 2011 Zulu, and they are coming in very strong, even though shortwave info says they are being jammed. So I've got them on both of my receivers now, the 450 and the 660. Let's do a quick comparison.
All the time, we were scared. I blame the tourists for this war. It's safe now that the army is here.
How much does she charge for your kids?
You don't have a price.
It's the wideband filter.
We are moving from one place to another. I have been displaced 5 times. What future do you think they will have?
We went to a small army outpost, a single story.
Pretty much need to have the RF gain all the way up in order to receive it.
Around a dozen Syrian soldiers and a tank. The Syrian government says...
Let's see how the 660 does with the same signal.
Without their men, it's not going to work because our soldiers are well armed, they're trained, they're battle hardened, and they're already in the field fighting every day. But the Americans and the British have said that cooperation is impossible since they want the Assad regime to go. Not long after we arrived, the far-flanking rebels 300 meters away started. The government soldiers in Ain Bida were shooting at the Free Syria Army, and the Americans want to train to fight Islamic State. But the SSA's allies here are the Nusra Front.
So I don't believe this jamming is originating from China. I think these frequencies are likely being jammed by Ethiopia, so the jammers are quite distant from here. That's why these signals are coming in so well, but still, without really any bells and whistles, I'm able to receive them on 31 meters. Now they're also on 25 meters. Let me check that frequency one more time.
Islamic State is a threat on the whole world. If they control Syria, it will take us back to the Stone Age. But as a military,
And that is out of Ascension Island.
Syria can crush them without the help of the Americans. The rebels and their supporters believe the Syrian army is the tool of a brutal dictator. But the tangled politics of the Syrian war are changing, getting more complicated, more bloody. Plenty of Syrians who support the Assad regime believe...
So in keeping with my earlier tips, slightly higher frequency has less interference. Of course, 25 meters is kind of a magic band and is always open depending on the time of day, but 25 meters is a sweet spot around 4 a.m. I find. All right, so let's see how the 450 does with the same signal.
Clearly life is extremely tough for all those refugees, but a new report today suggests that the plight of women is particularly grave. The International Rescue Committee pulled together testimony from hundreds of Syrian women and girls who found lives blighted by sexual exploitation, domestic violence, and forced marriage. I've been speaking to Milan Verveer, a former US ambassador.
Pretty well. It receives the signal well. Does it do as well as the 660? Absolutely not. But it does a decent job. Keep in mind these are both, using the same external antenna. I believe that the 660 is a good deal more selective, that its narrowband filter is a step up from that's on the 450. I believe the narrowband filter on the 450 is the same as on the PL 600, which is not as sophisticated as that on the 660. So that would explain why you're getting a little bit more crackling, whatnot, with the signal on the 450. Either way, 2 receivers, both able to pick up some great broadcast DX from Wolferton in the UK to Beijing, and from Ascension Island to Beijing. So, good news for me, DX is possible, and my radio listening days are not over just because I moved right next to CRI. All right, guys, 73s from the Chinese capital.